Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Joe Chaffee here on this Saturday as we take a look at Hermine moving off the North Carolina coast this morning. It's beginning to take the look, when you look at the signature view on the satellite here, this is a look that is more of a non-tropical storm than a tropical storm. So it may be beginning this process of transitioning over into a non-tropical storm. What that means is that rather than having a tight cluster of winds near the center, the wind field tends to spread out and move further north. We've already seen some evidence of that because we actually do have some breezy conditions developing along the coastal areas from Long Island through New Jersey, even though the the actual low center is moving off the outer banks of North Carolina. Still kind of moving on that sort of steady pace to the northeast. Eventually, it's going to slow down and to a crawl and do that hook back. I think that's pretty evident from the models that we looked at during the overnight. Now, I want to take a look at the radar because one of the things that I'm going to be watching closely is the northward and westward extent of some of the rain. So some of the models were not far enough north and west with the back edge of the rain with this. You can see how it's pivoting back. It's probably going to slide out to some degree. There's actually even a little bit of rain showing up on the radar over southern New Jersey during this morning. I'm not thinking it'll advance much further north than this until we start getting this tropical system out somewhere in this position. At that point, the rains will start backing in north and northwestward from off the ocean. I'm going to say that if you are west of the Garden State Parkway in New Jersey, if you are north of 287, and if you are north of I-95 in Connecticut, you're going to see much less out of this from Saturday night into Monday morning. And in fact, for those areas, unless we get a decided westward shift in the track, it's probably not going to be a big deal. It'll be a little breezy, it may be a little rainy, and even further northwest, you might not get much of anything at all from that respect. This is going to be primarily a coastal event, I believe, unless, again, we get some sort of monumental hook back, which I'm not going to rule out because there's too much volatility with the models from run to run that we've seen. Now, I'm just going to show you a couple of the overnight views, and this is one of the variations of the NAM model. One of the things that I'm having a problem with this particular model is that it's taking forever to move it off North Carolina, and I'm not sure why it's doing that. It also has this sort of looping motion back, maybe a little bit too soon, but it does bring bands of rain into, you can see it here. Now, this is during the day Sunday. It brings rain over New Jersey and Long Island in bands and then sweeps it back. It also does this monumental hook back and loop. Okay, so you can see it here. You can see it lifting up, north, west, and then south. So it gets fairly close to Atlantic City and Cape May on this view. Again, this is just this particular model's view. And I want to look at the wind field with this so you can get a feel for gales. And you can see what the green would be gale force winds. So now we're into Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. This is 11 o'clock Sunday evening, 2 o'clock Sunday morning. And so this would bring gales to the coast. That would be sustained winds of 34 knots or higher for the coast of Long Island and all of coastal New Jersey and point southward. But it does not bring those really strong winds inland. And I want to emphasize, unless you're dealing with a landfalling storm, the wind issues are going to be kept primarily to the coastal areas. This solution, by the way, is not too far off from what the European model did last night, and I'll give you that view real quick, and you can see it here. Let's roll it back. You can't see the in-between, so it's between Sunday night and this position. So it looks like it doesn't really move, but in reality, what it does is it does that hook back like this, so it does a full loop in this position. And then now we're into Monday night, Tuesday night. We're already seeing the movements away to the northeast. I think that makes sense rather than an all-week stall. I mean, in my view, you have to kind of look at what meteorologically makes sense. So In terms of what's going to happen weather-wise today, just what to expect, not much. A lot of clouds rolling in. It'll be a little bit breezy. May get a little gusty, especially along the New Jersey shore. Might get some rain into southern New Jersey, but there'll be no big issues until Sunday night into Monday. And also very quickly, it'll just show you the tidal surge forecast based on the last National Hurricane Center forecast advisory. This is through Monday morning. It's the Sunday night high tides that are the highest in this astronomical cycle. Would produce a storm surge of 3 to 5 feet. Delaware Bay, coastal Delmarva, up the New Jersey coast. Then there's just a little bit of a break for North Jersey in northern Monmouth County. Then it jumps back up to 3 to 5 feet for New York Harbor, the south shore of Long Island, and then decreases to 3 feet or less as you go eastward into Suffolk County. For Long Island Sound, it's 3 to 5 feet for much of Long Island Sound, and a 5 to 7 foot surge for western parts of Long Island Sound. So from Port Jefferson westward, and for coastal Connecticut, it would be from Bridgeport westward, would be a 5 to 7 foot storm surge. So we'll be updating forecasts throughout the day on the app. And just be advised, tropical storm warnings up for the New Jersey shore. Tropical storm watches are up for Long Island and coastal Connecticut, southern Westchester, New York City, and the northeastern New Jersey counties. We also have tropical storm warnings up for coastal Delaware and south. And tropical storm warnings are up for all of the coastal waters from the Long Island South Shore southward through the coastal waters off New Jersey.